Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's live stream. Now, before I get into all of this, I just want to stress that I know the Project Rebalance updated blog has gone out. If you're looking for information on that, you've come to the wrong place. I'm not equipped with information ready to talk about equipment rebalance. I've not been that close to the project. Neither has Mod Manked. So I just want to open the live stream by saying this isn't the place for it. We will get round to your feedback like we did before. So if you don't want to be here, that's absolutely fine. But hopefully you stick around for a nice cozy Q&A and some LMS. You know, have a good time. So we will be addressing that feedback. So just bear with us on that part. But as for today's stream, we're just gonna have a nice little chill time. Me and Manked just hanging out, watching some LMS games. So if you want to come and join in on that. Casual games only. We're not doing any competitive nonsense. All right. You can hop into World 559, come upstairs in the LMS lobby and jump in, and we'll watch some games. But before we jump into that, Manked, how you doing? What's going on?
Hello. I'm good. Super busy day, but yeah, just been going over feedback for the Chaos Pirates and the Wildy stuff, Wildy changes. We've not heard much feedback about the Slayer changes. I think people are sleeping on that, but I'm hoping for a poison potion video about that in the near future. Hopefully he's making one, because I think the changes are great. But yeah, no, I'm doing really well. How are you?
I'm good, mate. You know, I'm good. It's been a busy, but like the week has gone like flying by. Like I've been working on a lot of stuff in the background that players will see very soon. But yeah, it seems to have like whizzed by. Honestly, it's kind of crazy. But yeah, I'm excited. I did my first like little bit of LMS this week, funnily enough, which is sort of why I sort of nudged this, which was quite fun. Yeah, I'm doing all right. Thank you for asking, mate. Thank you very much. So yeah, how are you feeling about watching some LMS today, just in general?
Excited. I'm wondering whether we're going to get cute noobs or we're just going to get people that are absolutely insane, or a mixture of both. And I think that's even worse because then the noobs are going to be cute and die. But we'll see. But yeah, I'm excited to see what happens.
Yeah, I'm also excited. I'm very excited to see what happens. Like again, hopefully people can take it easy on the cute noobs, but if not, we'll get some good content out of it, regardless. So just join in. If you've never done PvP before, you've never done LMS before, it's okay. Try this out. See if it's for you, and have a good time. You know. So just remember, come upstairs in the LMS lobby, not downstairs, because that will be the competitive space. You want to come up one floor. Where you can see all these lovely people starting to hop into a nice casual game. But before we stream that and go through some Q&A, let's go through some announcements. So first up, exclamation mark game update. This week brings Varlamore CAs, Undead Pirate and Wildy fixes and more. And you can check out all the details with exclamation mark game update. Exclamation mark rebalance. Again, this stream will not cover the topic, but we did update our latest combat-focused project rebalance proposal based on your feedback, so you can check out the blog for details and let us know your thoughts. We will be getting to the feedback, just not in this stream. But we will be looking over it. I know Goblin and some other people behind the scenes looking at all your feedback very closely. Exclamation mark cookbook. The official RuneScape cookbook is now available to pre-order. Get your cooking gains IRL here. And you can check that out. It looks really nice. I'm very excited, especially some of the stuff they've done with like burnt shrimps, making them like edible, which is kind of cool. Yeah, it's a good cookbook. I agree. And finally, exclamation mark journal. You can log your journey throughout Gielinor and beyond with a gold foiled hard-backed A5 journal, and you can start scribbling with exclamation mark journal. And as a fun fact for anyone who didn't read the full news post yesterday, next 2 weeks, the team will be taking part in our 5th GameJam, which is very exciting. So next week there will be an update, a relatively small update, and the following week we will have no update. There will be some maintenance next week, and there might be some downtime as normal. So just bear that in mind. But we'll cover that in next week's game update news post and probably some socials as well. All right, I think that's summed it up. All of the announcements and stuff. We can crack on with the gameplay side of things. As I said at the beginning, we're going to be watching you guys take part in some LMS. For anyone's game that I appear in, I'm going to just stress, you probably won't be able to see me. You definitely won't be able to kill me, but you will be determined the winner of that LMS game, I'll just have to like teleport out once there's one of you left standing. So as I said, come upstairs in the LMS lobby, world 559. Join in if you've never played before. If you've played loads, just come and have a good time. We're just here to just watch some games, have a few chuckles, and just answer some of your questions. So if you've got any questions for us, please put them in the chat. You can ask us mostly anything. Again, probably not Project Rebalance stuff because we'll deal with that in another stream or upcoming blog, etc. But yeah, if it's your first time playing, we should probably go through how it works. Mank, do you want to just go through what LMS is and what it entails?
Yeah, so Last Man Standing, as by the title, you want to survive. You'll be given a pre-made loadout, so that will contain typical basic PK gear, and you'll be thrown into a map where you will find various opponents, and you want to try and kill those opponents using your really good skill. So it'll be a tribrid fight, and that means there's 3 styles. You've got melee, range, and mage. So you want to use those 3 styles to kind of outplay your opponent. Your opponent can obviously use, and you can use prayers, overhead prayers, to protect yourself against your opponent. And yeah, that's pretty much it. For Last Man Standing.
Awesome, thank you very much, Mank. And have you taken part in a lot of it yourself?
Oh yeah, I've probably got at least 1,000 wins, I guess, over multiple accounts. Some of the rewards are actually quite good these days, so yeah, it's definitely worthwhile doing.
Yes, especially if you want like an alternative to getting your rune pouch or something like that. Very, very good way to do it. I think 75 points you need, which is, if you've never done it before, might be a little bit of time, but I'm sure you'll rack up the points and get it fairly quickly. Do you have any tips for any participants doing LMS for the first time?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for PKing, if you've never done it, is if you try and hit your opponent off prayer. So if you use range when they're protecting from mage, or you use melee when they're protecting from range, if you just focus on that, then even if you're clueless and you're getting all of your prayers wrong, it doesn't matter because so are they. So yeah, I'd try and focus on the offense. Don't worry too much about, are you doing everything else right? Just focus on that, and yeah, try and hit them off prayer. Try and do as much damage as you can, because if they're eating, they're not damaging you as well. I think that's like the easiest way to get into it at the beginning.
Very good advice, yeah. Especially, if you're just, sometimes you're probably going to get lucky anyway, and some hits are going to come through, regardless. Even with a cheeky staff bash, I've had a few of those in the games I was playing the other day, which can catch people off surprise. So, don't sleep on it. And is there anything like you're looking out for today when we're looking at the games? Anything you're keeping your eyes peeled for?
I think my favourite thing to see today would be 2 noobs fighting and just having a good time, because I think I think we miss that a lot. Everyone's quite competitive these days, and typically in PvP you only have like the end game players, that are really battling it out. So hopefully, because there's a lot more casual people that will be joining today, we'll just see, kind of people who haven't experienced this as much in the past have like a fair fight, which will feel a lot better than probably normally what you feel.
Yeah, and we are in the casual space for that reason. So the element of getting points and that is taken away. So hopefully you can just focus on having fun, and maybe we'll even get some like random weird fights out of it, which would be nice to see. If for anyone unaware, I think Mank mentioned, you don't need to bring anything. That's the beauty of this. Nothing at all. You can just come here without anything. The loads up already there. If you manage to win in a fight, you get a nice key and get some extra goodies, extra upgrades. So yeah, just come and have a good time with us, I think. So I think what we'll do is we'll hop into a game, Manked, and then we'll start going through some questions. But I don't know if you just want to just chat over while I'm hopping into a game and stuff like that. Here we go. Come on, guys, get in here, 10 seconds. I think we've got enough. People. Oh, here we go. Let's see if I can get my. Let's see if I'll be attacked. I think is the main thing. We want to check first, don't we, Manx? Let's have a look.
Yeah.
Am I even seen? I don't know. We'll see. I am seen, but again, like you say, you can't. Worst of Worst of shy, you're not going to do much to me. Like I'm not worth your target. I'm not worth
You
the
might
time.
maybe tell him in game. Maybe give him a heads up.
Yeah, I might just say, oh, I won't die. There we go. Hopefully that'll come through. If my public's off, it might not showcase, but there we go. Okay, there we go. All right, let's watch these two while we're here, and we can go through some questions as well. Once the time has ticked down. Here we go. This is what we want. Some nice viewpoints. Here we go. All right, Manx, we might as well answer some questions while we're here. What are your suggestions for a cute noob that wants to get into PvP? What basics should they know first, and like, what's the route they want to take?
Yeah, I think for PvP, the best way to get into it is probably multi-PKing, just because then you can take little risk, you can make money, so it's naturally fun, and it's just quite easy to pick up the basics, I guess, because you'll just slowly learn like how to attack people and how to eat. I always say how to eat is really important for PvP, and people I think probably quite they laugh hearing that, but it is genuinely really important, and there's a lot of different eating techniques you can do in old school, believe it or not. So yeah, I think learning those basics really helps, and then coming to a place like Last Man Standing also helps, because then you get to do some actual 1v1s. I think they might be trying to attack you right now, so they're gonna have a bad time when they realise. But yeah, no, I think multi is the best way.
There we go. I am muted. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Out of curiosity, I'm gonna go a bit off tangent, man, but I don't know if you've tried. How's the new food been? Has it affected anything? Have you tried it in PvP yet, in terms of like the Varlamore food?
I will hold my hand up and say I completely forgot there was new food. So I've been using the old food, and I definitely should have been using the new food. I don't know if I've put myself at a severe disadvantage recently, but I've been PKing on quite low level accounts, so I don't think it's mattered that much. I've just been messing around on pures, but it definitely will. The meta will adjust because the food is quite unique, which is really nice. We don't see meta changes that often, so it is cool.
Yeah, that, and especially with the new gear from Perilous Moons, I think especially the Atlatl has been quite. I've seen it quite frequently used in PvP, which has been quite nice. Oh no, I've been frozen. Who's that? Koya, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work, fam. Like you can keep attacking me, but like it's not gonna happen. There we go. You've got a new target. You don't need to attack me. Just okay. We'll just watch you attack me. That's fine. Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. I didn't see the new food be used much, but I'm very keen to see it in action. Honestly, do you think there's a reason why it's going to affect the meta, or why you would want to use it?
Just because it heals more than people are used to. You know, I think the best food now heals 26, but it's spread over 2 heal splats. So it heals like 14 or 16 at the beginning, and then it heals 8 later on. And you know, we've never seen that in the past. Typically, you eat food and it heals you a certain amount, but that's going to be, you know, really different. Just for people if they don't want to safe, you know, if you're sitting at 70 HP and you know your opponent can AGS spec you a 70, you probably don't want to sit on that, but you don't want to eat a shark because sitting at 90 HP feels like a safe, right? So you might eat that food in the hope they're about to, or in the expectation they're about to hit you. So then you technically can't die because you eat to like 86 HP, but then they hit you at 70 and you'll get even more heal later on. So there's a lot of mind games with it, I think. And yeah, just the pure fact it will heal more over time is good for like deep wilderness stuff as well.
Do you reckon it'll be a case of like bringing just a couple of the new pieces of meat along with like the normal setup, or will it be a case of that the new meat will just sort of dominate the majority of food you're bringing?
I think it'll be a mixture because you'll have different scenarios for different times to eat specific food, and I think that's really cool. Having to actually make a decision about what food you're eating is always fun. Because yeah, typically I think if you look at like a noob's inventory, you'll see, you know, 20 sharks and then your typical potions. But if you see someone who's quite good, you'll see a bunch of shark. Obviously not sharks. You'll probably see anglerfish, but you'll see like a Guthix restore. You might see a pizza. You'll see cram ones, and you know you get a nice variety of things. And obviously with the new food coming in as well, you also get that. And there's a reason, you know, there's different scenarios that you want to use different food, and you can optimize, you know, your ability to kill someone purely based on that.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's gonna be so interesting, especially when we see it sort of coming out of the. Again, I think like you were saying with the Slayer earlier, I think that's a bit sleeped on. I think the food is a little bit sleeped on as well. So maybe over the next couple of weeks or months, we'll see that sort of like rear its head out of the new update woodwork, as to speak. So you know what, Mank, tell us about your first experience with PvP. What drew you in to it, and what sort of kept you there going forward?
Yeah, I think so. Oh God, I don't know when it was. I'm just going to say 20 years ago. I started playing RuneScape. I was a cute noob. My friend introduced me to it, and then I played it for like a month or two, and then he hacked me because I got higher combat level than him.
Oh no!
So
Oh
yeah,
no!
the betrayal that started the hatred for other players.
So
And then I made a new
vengeance
account.
drew you
Yep,
into PvP. Oh,
yep. So I made a new account. It wasn't actually vengeance against him, but I just made a new account and I ventured up to Varrock Multi, and my love for PvP just started then. I think I started on like a free-to-play world with nothing and made a bit of money, and then eventually convinced my dad to get me membership. And then I would PK on like level 32 combat accounts with MSB. So that was like the lowest level you could get, 50 range without, you know, cannoning or anything like that. So I PK'd there. You'd meet people at the church when you're walking up from the Varrock East Bank to team up with, and it was really cool. I remember the first time I died with green d'hide van braces and an MSB, I cried, and my dad was like, "Who did this to you?" And he was like, he was trying to like back me up. He was trying to get my arms back for me, but then yeah, so I cried that night, and then the next day I was like, "Oh, don't worry, I was being silly. I only lost a little bit," and then I ended up peaking like a mil at Varrock Multi and just had a great time.
nice.
Yeah, I miss those days. It was good times.
I'd be scared of your dad, bruv. Like honestly, he's hopping in game and learning PvP just to take vengeance on his son.
No, he's not the greatest gamer. I remember playing Call of Duty, and we were doing so you could have two players in game, and he was so bad. I was just literally running around him because he didn't know how to move like the analog sticks properly. So I was just running
Oh,
around him and killing him constantly. It was I appreciate him, you know, taking the time to play with me, but yeah, I was a bit mean.
oh, bless. My dad's similar. I mean, my dad still plays RuneScape. Funnily enough, like I managed to like sweeten the deal with membership by introducing him to it when I started playing. So he's still on. He's still playing RuneScape. He's still thriving. He's a big casual boy, but he enjoys his time when he plays it. Um, Out of curiosity, I'm going to go a little bit off script, Manked, but has anything like majorly changed in PvP, or is like the core of it still there? It's just like new items have come in, and that's what's changed.
Yeah, I mean, obviously EOC was a big change to PvP, but for old school, last what 11 years has all been, you know, relatively the same. I mean, that said, I remember when old school came out, you had to always right click people that were high combat, or you'd use a team cape to left click them. That was horrible. But no, it's pretty much stayed true to what it's always been. You know, I think the Perilous Moons armors have been a nice kind of meta change and something that we've not seen in PvP for quite some time, because typically things that have come out in the past have just, you know, not been too meta changing and made people rethink their builds. So that's been a nice change. But no, it is just pretty much the same. You know, with Tribrid PKing, with the overheads that you're seeing now, or with Edgefill PKing with Vengeance and all of that. That's all, you know, been the same for like the last 11 years, and I'm shocked that people are still doing it after all this time. When, you know, there's not, I wouldn't say there's been that many changes to it, so it is crazy.
Yeah, that's really nice to hear. Honestly, that the fact that like the core is still there, because again, I think that goes across the whole of old school at its core, right? Is that, you know, the fundamentals are still always there, and even though new things come out, if that core thing that everybody still loves is thriving, in the best way possible, then that makes it still worth playing, and hopefully is the reason exactly why we're still here. That's awesome. Have you got any like standout moments or like great stories from your time PvPing?
I last time I was on stream, I think you asked me like what was my biggest achievement in the Wildy, and I didn't know what to say, but I remembered later on, and I was like, oh, I actually made a PvP hardcore Iron Man that I played for a few years, and I actually killed like 50 people on it without dying, which I was really happy with, and that wasn't just me killing like a naked person or something. That was a full-on like Edgeville 1v1 fights, and so I was really happy with that. It did unfortunately die to the power button being pressed, but we won't talk about that.
Oh no!
It's like one of my biggest achievements, I think.
That is cool. Very unfortunate about the power button though. Would you do something like that again, you reckon, or is that sort of a one and done?
I think because of the escape crystals, I'd be more inclined to actually do it because the escape crystals are so good. If I had those back then, I wouldn't have died. And yeah, I don't think I ever like really came close to dying that much. Although I guess I didn't do that much content other than try and get gear to PvP. But no, I'm currently addicted to group Iron Man when I'm not PKing. So I've got a solo group Iron Man because I didn't want to let anyone else down. Because I didn't want to start playing and then say, yeah, actually, sorry guys, in a month's time I don't want to play anymore. So I thought, if I make a 5-man team myself, I can't let anyone else down, and then no one else can let me down. So that's what I've been playing, and I'm like 86 Slayer on 3 of the accounts, and then I've got like 2 suppliers and 3 mains, pretty much. It's quite fun.
That's very cute, Manx. I'm not gonna lie, that's extremely cute. That's like, but I feel like the whole point of Group Iron Man is like if you can find that, it's cool. But then you could always depends how precious you are about being on the high scores or whatever. Because you could just go I can't remember what the term is, but the non-ranked version, and then just
prestige.
Yeah, you can lose your prestige. If you're not worried about that, you could always just do that. And then if people, you lose interest, then you just leave the group and let them have at it, and then you're not disappointing anyone, Manked. Obviously, the teammates that you lost along the way, but apart from those,
yeah. I mean, I was a hardcore before, and I stopped playing the accounts because I started learning to code. That was before I started working here, so I stopped playing them because I was like, I need to spend time actually learning. And then after I got the job a few months later, I was like, oh, I really want to play those accounts, but they were hardcore accounts. And I thought, you know what? I just want to chill when I'm playing them. So I suicided all of the accounts. So I lost my hardcore status. And then I've just been doing like Wilderness Slayer. I've mainly been doing wilderness stuff, and it's been really fun.
Awesome. That's good to hear. As long as you're having fun, you play how you want, Manked. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. All right, we've got another question. Deadman versus Bounty Hunter. If you had to pick only one, which one would you choose and why?
Now, it's difficult because I love them both. I do love 1v1 PKing in terms of like Edgeville vengeance fights. But then at the same time, Deadman just offers something completely different. So I would have to say Deadman, especially what we've got cooked for the future as well. So I'm super excited about Deadman. I do love Bounty Hunter though. I think there's a bunch of things we could do to it to make it more fun, mix it up the metas a little bit there. But that's as well all for the future. But yeah, no, Deadman just got so many different things. It's like a survival game mode. It's RuneScape, but you can just create your own adventure, but everything's multiplied. It's just super enjoyable. Is this the winner, or is this?
I think so. I'm gonna call it cut for short. Well done, congratulations. Let me just double check. Yeah, there's 2 of us left, and I'm definitely not going to be dying to the fog. So I will teleport out. Congratulations to you, Cut. I hope you had a good time. Please feel free to hop in again. I need to just yeet myself out so you can take the casual win by going into Therox. Here we go, and then just going upstairs. No, that was a nice little run. People were chilling about. I think that went pretty well. I don't know about what you think, Manked, but
yeah, loads of fights. It was lovely.
Yeah, should we go into another one? Should we just? Oh, we're already in. We're already in. Okay. Don't, guys. If you're in the stream and you can hear me, I'm not gonna be able to die. So don't even bother. Don't even bother. Let me just be a silent observer of. No, I'm being attacked. Okay. All right. It's. I mean, it's. Rendy 2. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Look.
He really wants it to happen.
He really wants it to happen. I'll do a few emotes. I'll do a few emotes, and we'll see. We'll see. I just want to be a cameraman. I just wanna live that life for a little bit, you know.
Could you teleport away? Just like
I mean, I could there we go. I could teleport away and just find another fight. Should we
he's
hop
going to be
about?
your snail. He's going to try and find you.
Snailman mode. I didn't realize I was playing Snailman mode today. Okay, we've got. Oh, yo, 2 chisels themselves in the house. Let's go. All right, go on, 2 chisels. Take Rendy away from me. I can't. Let's give us a fight to watch. There we go. Hey, all right. There we got a nice little fight going here. All right. Yeah, cool. So I completely missed what you said, mate. So was it Deadman or was it Bounty Hunter?
It was Deadman, just because there's
Okay.
so much more to do on Deadman, I think.
Yeah, I mean, especially with the new stuff, right? Like, you know, that's very very fair. I thoroughly enjoyed doing a Deadman last game. I think it was my first Deadman I played. It was very fun. Very fun.
Nice.
I will say though, maybe I'm giving myself away when we do the next one, but like, you guys don't do your quests, bruv. You don't do your quests. There's so many good escape options when you're doing like the quests that people don't expect you to take. So do your quests. I'm going to shout out Elemental Workshop. Like, the amount of times I was able to duck into Elemental Workshop to avoid someone killing me was a lot. So, you know, do your quests, man. All right. The next question we've got is: can you give some tips about how to tick eat?
So, tick eating. You used to be able to do it in PvP, but then we removed it because it was very overpowered. I know, like 8 years ago, when you could tick eat, you could use cram ones, and then you could technically never die. The only way you could die is if you got like DDS spect. You basically needed 2 hits to appear on you, for one of them to actually go through. So I remember I was fighting like Abyss, and I just kept on eating a Karam one when I was like 15 HP, and he couldn't kill me, and he was getting really annoyed, and it was really funny. But yeah, no, you can't tick eat anymore. But in old school, it's just all about timing, isn't it? It's learning, okay, when is the hit actually going to register, and yeah, just timing it well. And I guess you could almost, if you want to practice tick eating, you could literally attack yourself with another account with like magic, for example, and just time it so every time the hit's about to appear on you, you eat, and you'll be able to learn doing that without actually having to, you know, go to theatre of blood and tick eat and then let your entire team down when you fail. You know, you could practice on yourself before doing that.
I sense throughout this stream so far, Manked, a fear of failure must be quite high on your list of list of fears.
Yep.
I mean, I feel like out of all the fears, it's probably like a nice-ish one to have. I imagine, maybe.
Yeah.
I'd take that over like planes.
Yeah. No, definitely. I think I'm happy failing as well. I think you learn a lot from failing, right? So, but yeah, I'm so competitive, it's insane. So that's definitely one of my biggest downfalls.
Yeah, maybe it's not fear of failure in that sense. It's just a fear of losing, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
All right. I mean, maybe we've already talked about this, but what's been your favorite PvP minigame, and why is that?
It really depends like what mood I'm in, I guess, because Last Man Standing is super fun because it's quick action. If I feel like, you know, tribreading or NHing is another term for it, no honoring, where you use overheads, then I'll come to LMS because you're guaranteed fights, right? But then if I want to, you know, make money, then I'll go to Bounty Hunter, and I rock a Darox Voidwaker Magic Shortbow setup, and it's really powerful. I risk like 5 or 6 mil every fight, but I kill a lot of people, and it is super fun. So I'd say probably Bounty Hunter is my favorite PvP minigame.
Very nice, very nice. Definitely now it's sticking around this time,
Yep.
which is quite nice. All right, do you have any recommendations for different PvP account builds?
Yeah, I think this question's asked a lot, especially with the low-level hotspot coming out. They don't know what builds to make and stuff. But you typically, it depends really what you want to do. If you want to go PK in multi, then you can get smite, you can get 52 prayer. But if you just want to do 1v1 fights, then you probably don't want to, because your combat level is going to go higher, so you're going to fight scarier people. There's, the typical builds are 50 attack, 60 attack, or 75 attack, or 82 attack. But if you're kind of new, you probably just want to make like a 50 attack build, and then go to low level hotspot and try and gmaul some people, or just find a bunch of people that you can PK with to help you out. I'd say when you get to the higher combat levels, you are risking more. So typically PKing on like a pure is the best way to learn how to PK at least. But yeah, the different builds, if you're rich and you can afford like Dragon Claws or a Void Waker, then you can go for the 60 attack, 75 attack builds. It would really depends on what you want to do.
Yeah, very wise. I think picking one and then starting from there is probably a good way to do it. Focusing on that, and then expand your skill set afterwards. Awesome, thank you, Manked. We'll say that game ended. Princey, well done. Congratulations on your win. There wasn't as many players in that one, but that's not me flaming your win. It's not. Just that was a bit over quicker than I anticipated. But how many people? We've got quite a few going into this one, so I'll jump in here. People want to jump in, we'll spectate the next game. And while we're waiting for that to start, if you could lean on a PvP project without any limits, what would it be?
Okay, so I've got so many different things I'd love to do. I think, although this isn't strictly to PvP, I would love to adjust the game to be any account type can complete any piece of content, but it's entirely based on skill as opposed to like anything else. So, for example, Perilous Moons came out. Obviously, for most people with like decent defense levels, that's going to be relatively easy. But then if you've got one defense, it's going to be really difficult. And I'd love for content in the future to be based on that, so we don't put any like hard requirements on content where you need like X defense level to do this or X attack level to do that. We just let the players kind of build their own account, do their own journey, and when the content is simply too difficult for them because of their restrictions, then it's you've picked your restriction. But other than that, we kind of let players just be free with whatever decisions they want to make and run with it. That's like my non-PvP project. And then my PvP project would probably be something similar to Breaches. I think I said it last time I was on the stream. I love the concept of a hotspot that isn't typical, where kind of everyone floods to, and it really encourages PvP and a reason for people to fight over a resource. Because I think that's why I also love Deadman. And the fact that you can go woodcut, and then if someone's woodcut in there as well, you can just be like, nah, this is my tree, and then you just attack them. I love that concept.
Awesome stuff. All right, there's interesting concepts there, mate. Not gonna lie, seem too keen if you end up leaning towards any of them during the game jam, but we'll get onto that in a little bit maybe. So, all right, next question is a very specific one. If I'm unskulled and get attacked by a PK in the Wildy in a multi-combat area, if we're in the same clan and or wear the same team cape, can my friend defend me without getting skulled? Or will he get skulled if he tries to attack my attacker no matter what? It was quite lengthy. I don't know if we have it. Yeah, we are having that on the screen. Okay.
Yep. What is it? PK skull prevention is probably one of the nicest additions to the game for people going to the wilderness that don't want to risk anything. If you have that enabled, then you don't have to ask yourself these questions. You can just try and attack people, and if you can attack them, then you're all good. If not, you won't get you won't get skulled up. So no, you basically in PvP you need someone to attack you first. But yeah, just if you're unsure about it, just whack that PK skull prevention on never take it off, and then you will never get scolded when you don't want to.
Very good advice. Very good advice. It's all happening on this screen at the moment. I'm just trying to get trying to get my Oculus out ready, but I keep being attacked. So maybe we'll hide a little bit and just see if it starts. Oh no! Am I gonna get hunted down now? I'm gonna try and ping around to see if I can avoid the damage. Don't come and find me, guys. Just pretend I'm not here. Pretend I'm not here. Okay.
I've just seen a question in chat.
Oh.
Ice barraging during skull prevention? No, even if you've got skull prevention on and you ice barrage, you won't hit the player that would skull you. So literally PK skull prevention on and you will not skull.
There you go. There you go. Nice offhand question there as well, mate. Good catch. Good catch. Okay, yeah, cool. PK skull prevention. Use it. We put it in there for a reason. Tick it on. It will help. It will help big time. Right. So next one is, I mean, it's not really a specific question about this, but it says we've left it in for a reason. So are you planning to do anything about locking GM behind defense at Colosseum CAs?
Yep. So I'm not part of the team that worked on this, but the team that are working on this are looking at getting options for those people who couldn't do it without ruining their account to do it. Even though the challenge will be a lot more difficult, they'll have the option, which I think is kind of a key part of what I said earlier. If someone can do a combat achievement with technically a worse weapon than what is specified, then why not?
Yeah, I think the fact as well, because I know there were some comments about like catering and that, but I don't think that's the case. Like they were originally able to do all of the GM tasks beforehand, so I think if that wasn't the case, it would be a bit more on the case of like, you know what, is there a point in us like catering to that specifically? But because the fact that some of these builds could do everything GM related before, it feels a bit unfair to now just take it away because of one specific task. It feels a bit, I don't know, a bit unfair. People might disagree, but I think it's the fairest route we can take. So yeah, all right. Thank you for that, Manked. All right. Someone says, thank you for the latest fun PvP updates of Undead Pirates and the Wildy Agility Course. Elite Clue Step isn't removed from the course. Is this intended?
No, it is not. Or maybe it is. My colleague has done the work, and it will be in a future release. I don't know whether it was because it couldn't fit into the release this week or not, but that will be moved in the near future.
Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. All right, we're gonna talk about GameJam for a little bit. So we're gonna like divert from maybe divert from PvP a little bit. For anyone that doesn't know what GameJam is, essentially we get some time as a team to go away and work on projects that we're either quite passionate about or we just want to give, it might be some qual changes, it might be completely new content, but it means that basically every member of the team, whether you've got development experience or not, gets a chance to work towards or on a project that they think is could be beneficial for the game, which honestly, amazing opportunity just for everyone involved, because it means that people like myself, who's a CM and main job is collecting your feedback and writing blogs, doesn't really have a lot of technical skill, but at least I can maybe flesh my design skills a little bit and showcase them. I think that was apparent with Scarius a little bit, at least on that direction, and then obviously the wonderful Manked and Daizong took that and made it even better, which is amazing. But what's your plans for GameJam, Manked, if you got any?
So I've literally got a list, because whenever I see things that I want to work on, I just add it to a little list. So my list currently is I want to have a look at Vetian to adjust it to make it just a little bit different. So it's a little bit more difficult for naughty players to get away. But it shouldn't affect main people doing it. I've got an item that I want to be like a auto loot pickup thing. I think I proposed it in the past, and it would only work in the wilderness. But I think it was in my previous game jam. I had the design for it, but I actually want to try and code it and see if it's possible. I'm sure it will be possible, but I just want to see if I can actually do it. We've had player suggestion that I'd love to work on. I think it was pker. and it was removing the Truva system and making like a mangled system. So if you go to above 20 wilderness and you die with your Inferno cape that you've just got and you're really happy about it, and you forgot to Truva it, this new system would basically just make you pay more money, but you wouldn't lose it. So I think that'd be really good for. So we've got a lot of new players coming to the game, and obviously we don't want them to go to the wilderness and not understand that they lose their untradables past 20 wilderness. So you sometimes see people like full graceful deep wilderness, and you're like, no, what are you doing? So yeah, those people would be protected by like a different system, which would be nice. And then I've got a few more. I've got I'd love to work on like bounty hunter meta adjustments, so adjusting weapons and giving them either different special attack requirements or just changing kind of what they do to an extent to make them more feasible. Because right now I think it's just pretty much the Vesta longsword, which is good to use, and the dark bow. And then apart from that, and status Warhammer for certain builds. But apart from that, it's quite it's quite stale, I'd say. So it'd be nice to mix that up. We've got, what else do I have?
I'm guessing the list has been popped up on the screen to just call off of.
I've got it in front of me. Yeah. One of them was from the PvP Discord. So for anyone that doesn't know, we do have a PvP Discord that we communicate with, and they give us feedback about updates. That helps us basically. And one of them was talking about it would be nice if for the combat achievements, for when you've got like the crystal halberd task, if we could make that any halberd, because technically if you can do it with a lower tier weapon, then surely you're deserving of the achievement, which I think resonates quite well. And I think I'd love to like try and implement something like that. And then that also coincides with adjusting, like, I don't know how spicy this is going to be. I'd love to see what chat say, to be fair, but allowing I'd love to work on changing quest XP to just always give a lamp. I think that's what we currently do, but we've not done it for quests in the past. So I'd love to do something like that and implement that and see how it feels, as well as potentially allowing players to use chivalry after like Merlin's Crystal or Holy Grail. Obviously, oh no, you said it. Yes, I did, Goblin. I'd love to adjust it. So again, the game can be, you can do whatever you want on the game, but your skill and your ability to handle your own limitations is what determines what you can and can't do. If you get to the Inferno and you're one defense and you just can't do it because it's too hard, that is your limitation. I think I would love to see that in the future, and I'd love to see kind of what the community think about, because for example, when Chivalry did fail, I saw 30,000 people saying yes to it. So I was like, okay, what's the direction we should take with it? So I looked at why people voted no, and I think it was mainly like law reasons, which completely makes sense. I think I was gutted when I saw it fail, but at the same time, I think hearing that feedback and the polling system really does help make our game as good as it currently is. Because sure, I could get any update I wanted if we didn't poll things, but it wouldn't be as good of an update as it needs to be for our game. Our game, we've been around for 11 years, and our game is so solid right now, and I'm hoping it's going to be around for another 11 years. I could easily see it around for another 11 years. So yeah, I'd love to work on something like that. But the greatest part about all of this, you've just heard me say or talk for like 5 minutes for what I'd love to do. There's so many changes for Deadman that I want to do, that I'm likely to be doing a lot of Deadman work during GameJam, just because there's a bunch of things I want to change, and as a developer, you have to manage the scope of a project. So yeah, if I don't want to lose those things from the update, I need to spend the time working on them. So I'm more than happy to do that. It is really exciting and fun to do that. But I'll probably be spending a bunch of time on Deadman.
Excellent stuff. I really like you've got this full list of updates just ready to whack out when you need to in any scenario, which is good. Is there any projects that you previously saw, Manked, that you would have loved to had sort of like worked on?
I don't. For Game Jam, I feel like because I'm so PvP orientated, I mean, whenever people say, "Oh, what are you working on for Game Jam?" I always say, something wilderness related, and everyone laughs because it's expected. I would like for myself to, just do a different project, and oh god, they're having a bad time. Yeah, just do a different project, I guess, and just get involved with other people. But at the same time, I'm very passionate about trying to do as much as I can whenever I can for PvP, and so I typically just spend most of my time trying to help out there.
Awesome, awesome stuff. You know what, Jad's sad dad. Pretty apt for the stream, I feel like. There's been a couple of us talking about dads. I didn't realise this is where Jad comes from. So, cool, cool. Well done to you. We're gonna try and maybe we'll try and fit in one more game quickly before. We've only got this stream's whizzed through just like the rest of the week. It's like we've only got like 12 minutes really. So how many people we got? We got quite a few people in. Come on, guys, get yourselves in here. Get yourselves in here. We'll start the game. Yeah, I feel like Game Jam's such a cool concept in itself. Like, and I said before, the fact that it doesn't matter what your design or dev skill set is, you can jump in and have a go. Like, I know one of the first Game Jam ideas, I think it might have been, was Dogs of Gillinor, which a lot of people liked. I know that's still talked about on the team a lot. So I don't know. Maybe one day we could get some doggos. I really hope so. As a doggo fan, I'm just gonna run away from that fight so if we can get some more action on the go. Yeah, I'm excited about this Game Jam. I think, mate, because there's going to be some between all the blog writing. I'm gonna hopefully. And this is a weird area to explore, but I was talking to you earlier, but I want to explore horror in old school and how we can convey some more of actual suspense and horror elements into like a small quest or side story. I'm not talking about the kind of horror that is what is it? Torna's Rift? That kind of horror. That's very campy horror. But maybe that is the horror that old school needs and wants. Maybe that is it. So I want to do some more explanations of that. And also, for anyone that's been keeping track on the first Game Jam, my first Game Jam project, the TCG has been cooking in the background for the last year and a half. It's been in development. I know it's not for everyone, but I know there's some people that are excited. So stay tuned. Hopefully, I can share some more. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Also, I want to do my PvP. I need to run the PvP ideas back with you, Manked, and go over that at some point because that would be nice to flesh that out fully. So I think we've got some chat questions here, Manked. Just before we start, is there anything on this list that you don't wanna answer? Just so I don't need to run into any awkward awkward stuff.
Just hit me with it. We'll just see what happens.
Okay. All right. First question is addressed specifically to you, Mank. So, is your project you talked about including all account builds in content, including letting all quests be completed as long as you have the skills for them and exclude combat?
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. If you have so we don't say you need 40 defense in order to do this quest, or this quest will give you 20k defense XP. I think the XP that you're rewarded with can be through a lamp because that's our norm now. That's what we do for all new quests. We give you lamps. So it makes sense to, go back through old quests and change that as well. And then, yeah, being able to actually do the quest is purely based on your skill and your ability to, if you've got a skilling account that is 10 HP, it is purely based on can you figure out a way to beat this quest. Because I think that's the beauty of RuneScape. It's forging your own journey, as Settled would say, and if we allow players to have that control and we don't restrict them, I think we can see some really cool builds in the future.
Yeah, I think so. I think especially this being a sandbox game in itself, it feels weird not being able to explore that to the lengths that you can possibly do based on your own skill. and giving players more power to that, I think is cool. I think we'd see so much cool just content and player achievements from that as a whole as well, which would be fantastic to see. Which would be great. I saw someone in chat being like, "Is this pre-recorded?" This is definitely pre-recorded, bro. It's not. I can see it. Where you at? Where you at, Shiko? There you go. If you want proof this is not pre-recorded, I'm calling you out right here, right now. All right. So next question then is: can you still get scolded when you ask the NPC to scold you with your prevention turned on?
Yes, I mean I feel like you are quite literally asking to be scolded. So yeah, you can be scolded that. Although I don't think I've actually tried. Maybe you can't, but I'm pretty sure you can. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like if you're asking for it, if you're asking for it, we've got to we've got to allow it, right? There's no reason. Maybe it's a case of you have to ask a few times and then he just gets sick of you and he's like, yeah, okay, just take this goal. It's fine. I know you got the prevention on. Just take it. All right. Another question is quick question. If we get smited with a VLS we got from LMS, you lose it permanently, but same doesn't apply to Bounty Hunter. Why is this?
So that will be because they are two different. They're technically two different items. So the item you're getting from LMS is actually a different item to the one you're getting from Bounty Hunter. Obviously, they actually behave the exact same, but it's because they're physically two different items. So we could, in the future, just make the VLS from LMS be the same version that a Bounty Hunter version is. We could do that. Don't see why not, and I don't see why we haven't actually. So maybe I can add that to my list of GameJam things to do as well.
Another one to the huge roster of potentials. Awesome though. There you go. Hopefully, maybe that won't. Oh, things are going on in the script. It's okay. It's okay. It's manked, so it's fine. I thought there was a rogue agent in the script. All right. The next question then we've got is: what is the lore reason for the teleporting anchoring scroll not working on Abyssal Sires teleport attack?
Well, funnily enough, I was asked this before, and so the zombie pirates landed to the east of the wilderness, and then they went to the mages to fight them to get their loot, because you know what pirates are like, and then they were getting absolutely owned by the mages. So there was a traveler who they came across, and they were able to transfer loot that they'd accumulated over their pirating careers in exchange for that scroll, and they kind of pass it around and use it when they need it, so they can stop the mages from absolutely destroying them. I mean, the mages still are absolutely destroying them. They're not winning that fight, but that's the lore behind that.
I mean, coordinated zombies are scary enough in their own right. I feel like, so I'm kind of glad the druids are winning, honestly, because quick as soon as we know it, they could just take over the world. Oh, the fog's coming in. We're having to escape now. There's still 5 people left though. I hope there's a winner before the fog hits. I'm gonna have to run over here where it's safe. Oh, there's someone. There's a fight. Here we go. This is what we wanted to see. Yeah, so there you go. You got some lore from Mod Manked here as well. So you're getting a bit of everything today, I feel like, which is good. All right. Do we still get LMS points upstairs? As far as I'm aware, no. Manked, feel free to correct me, but I think this is exactly why we chose upstairs.
Yep. Casual, no points.
Yes, exactly. MTA changes when? Soon. I'm pretty sure Mod Blossom mentioned it in a comment, but you can expect them. I don't think I can give a specific date, but soon after GameJam, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but soon. There we go. Someone says it. Soon TM. There you go. I just want to check before I make any promises. So if someone in our work chat could tell me if that's okay, then sweet, and I'll come back to that. Next question is: can we get an uwu from Manked?
I want to know who asked this, but uwu.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful. Okay, I feel like we end stream there. Honestly, I don't think any question could top it. We'll see if there's any others. Oh, here you go, Manked. To try and get away from the uwu. What account types do you have?
Any account you can think of, I probably have it. I've got, I think on my Jagex account, I've got 17 accounts linked, but then I've also got another like 10 accounts just sitting around, I think. So yeah, pretty much all of them. There are a few that I don't have that I do want to make, but I'm just so busy right now in real life, so I don't have the time. But I will at some point make them.
You're saying you've got like, you got a chunk? Have you got Tile Man? Have you got?
Oh, I've played hardcore, died on it to classic, technically a DC, but not. It was a power button. I've got the solo group Iron Man team. I was part of a group Iron Man team with other people, but hey, they let me down. They quit. I've got a main. I've got two mains. I've got one secret main that I can play whenever I want, and no one knows it's me. I've got my main. And then I've just got loads of PK builds. So yeah, I've got a lot. I don't have a chunk account, but I think I'd hate it, so that's why.
Awesome stuff. We got a mobile player in this LMS game. Let's go. All right. Go on, mobile fella. I hope you're playing on a mobile now. I'm secretly rooting for you just because of that. I can confirm, yeah, that's basically what Mod Blossom said after GameJam about the MTO changes. Hopefully we can confirm that a bit clearer in a maybe news post, maybe game update news post or something. Cool. And then final question before we wrap up, Manked. Will we see Undead Pirates expansion with sailing?
I hope so, but I have no idea what the team has in store. So I'm sure we're going to see a lot of things with sailing. But yeah, it does truly open the sea for attacks from pirates. So we'll see. We will see.
I think we spoke about this in the last stream, right? And I said it'd be so sick if you were just sailing on the sea and a group of undead pirates would try and rock up and board your boat and take it from you. But again, I don't know. One, if it's possible, probably is possible. But two, obviously scope is a big thing, and sailing is in development process at the moment. So we've got a long way to go with sailing yet. So just bear that in mind. Cool. All right, I think we should wrap up. I think this was a really nice stream. I don't know about you, Mank, but it was a really chill stream.
Yeah, loved it.
Very nice. Awesome. Maybe we can do some more of these in the future. I'd like to do some more community run streams. Just showcasing your guys' skill at LMS or lack of skill is always a fun time. So, again, no flame. Come and enjoy yourself. This is what we're all here for. All right, let's go over the announcements quickly. ! Game update this week brings Varlamore CAs, Undead Pirate, and Wildy fixes, and more. You can also check out a flashy new look at a report upgrade, I want to say, that's been worked on that should make reporting those naughty people a little bit nicer to use. So you can check that out all in the blog. ! Rebalance. We've updated the latest combat-focused project rebalance proposal based on your feedback. That went out today, a few hours ago, so check that out. We'll be working towards answering your feedback and probably getting an updated version somewhat soon. Don't quote me on that, but I imagine very soon. So you can check out all the blog and the updates in there with ! Rebalance. And finally, ! Cookbook or ! Journal. Whether you're in the realm of cooking or just generally writing stuff, you can get 2 new exclusive RuneScape products with the cookbook with loads of cool recipes in there, including burnt shrimp, the classic cake, and many more, as well as the lovely A5 journal, which has got like gold foiled, there's a hardback, and you can start logging your journey through Gillinor on paper. So it is cool. Yeah, ! Cookbook, ! Journal. Check them out now. Who's the winner? I think the final person, Manked, is Larry Langman. So yeah, congratulations, Larry. Well done. Well done to all our winners today. Well done. You know what? Well done to all of you for taking part. I hope there was a couple of you that haven't done PvP before, and I hope you enjoyed yourself. And maybe we'll do some more. It's a fun little time. It's a good little activity, I will say. So yeah, Manked, you got any final words?
Thank you for hanging out with us, and thank you for playing. It's a beautiful game, and I just can't wait for the future of it.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Manked. Yes, and of course, I'm just going to remind you lot that the next 2 weeks we are going to be taking part in our game jam. Next week we'll still have an update. There's also some downtime on Tuesday, so you can check the game status news post for that. I think it's Tuesday. I'm pretty sure, or Thursday. One of the days next week. Just go to the game status news post to check that out. And then the following week there will be no game update, as we will be right in the depths of game jam and presenting our ideas to the rest of the team. So just be mindful that there might still be some downtime around that time. So so yeah, Tuesday, yes, maybe Tuesday. I don't know. Yeah, and that is it. We're probably going to be raiding someone right now, so please leave your suggestions in chat. We want to raid someone, send all of you lovely people over to them. We're trying to do like a smaller streamer, so we'll see who you put down. But we're open to seeing who. We've got someone in mind already, but we want to see if there's any other suggestions that are good. Oh, they've stopped streaming. I've been told our original person to stop streaming. That's so we need some like decent. Oh, go on, Manked. What are you gonna say?
Double Shine TV. I know they started making videos when when last leagues came out, and they were really dedicated, and they're great. And they are a smaller streamer, so that would be really nice.
If Manked's given the seal of approval for Double Shine TV, then I feel like it's only apt, right, that we go to them. So yeah, we will be raiding Double Shine TV very shortly. I just want to say to everyone, thank you very much for coming and joining us today. It's been a good time. I will tease a little bit. You should, if everything goes okay, you should be seeing some more Varlamore Part 2 stuff next week, as I've just finished up writing one of the blogs. So yeah, so stay tuned for that. Thank you for all your reward ideas. They've definitely helped out. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Have a lovely weekend and stick around for the raid. Goodbye.